Axl just texted me. They can't get it on his bus, but can you open the blind so he can see the TV through his blind?
Welcome to the podcast, Appetite for Distortion, episode number 528. My name is Brando. Did you just see my son?
Wow, for real? I saw your son and I heard that number 528. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, which was crazier, the 528. Thank you. But as I gave you this whole spiel about he may join the episode, he just falls into frame as we get started.
What's his name?
Harrison Rex.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
it.
I know we also spoke about, you noticed the Guns N' Roses stuff in the back. I thought about Axel for like a millisecond.
Your wife ixnated?
No, she was more for it. She would have
Oh, wow.
to get on that route, and we'll talk about more GNR later because I want to talk about Our Lady Peace and all this awesome
Yeah.
stuff with you. Uh, we were going to be Axel and her favorite band and artist is Dave Matthews. So Axel Matthews, kind of
Ooh,
cool,
that's not bad.
right?
Yeah.
But I can't be the guy with the GNR podcast and the kid named
And a
Axel.
kid with Axl. Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, he has a cool name. I mean, Raine, that's your given name. That's a cool name. So we wanted to give him a cool name. So Harrison Rex,
I love it.
named after the Beatle, just so you know. So we met
Yeah.
at the Beatles.
Oh,
Uh,
beautiful. That's good. That's good karma right there, too.
I did not expect getting off on that little tangent at the beginning, but I didn't expect any of this. Rain, I'm honored to speak with you today as a lifelong Our Lady Peace fan.
Amazing.
So I don't know. Maybe this is more of a rhetorical question. 30 years. I don't know who feels older, you or I. Like I feel.
I'm not like a big nostalgia guy. So I think it's cool to you know, to acknowledge that. But we did these three EPs where we had like picked, 5 songs or 4 songs from each decade that kind of represented the band, but then put a new song on that we just recorded. We recorded like 3 songs in Nashville late last year with Nick Raskulinecz, who's like, Deftones, Foo Fighters, amazing producer. But for me, I needed to have new music on those EPs because it just felt like, I don't know. I've always been about like, where's our sound going? What are we recording next? That's what defines this band. So that balance was really important.
So you're talking about the OLP 30 Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume
Exactly.
30.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Thank you.
just in case people, I mean, I'm gonna put everything in the summary and all that fun stuff. But yeah, so that's what's out now, and it is cool that you are revisiting because I can't help it. I'm a nostalgia guy. I mean, more than just the obvious. I was just putting. I guess I had a Ninja Turtles on the shirt the other day. I was thinking about my son actually said Ninja Turtles for the first time. So I was
Oh,
like
wow,
crazy.
that's big.
So I'm in nostalgia. So whether it's
Yeah.
yesterday or today, so I can't help it. But I'm excited about the new. So I want to talk about all of it. I guess it kind of marries itself in a tough way, in a unique way, when you're taking back an old song and you're making it new, whatever the redo, the reduft.
Yeah.
How do you want to? How should I say it with my New York accent? Redo, reduft,
Redux. Yeah. I mean, it's
redux.
one of those things where it play like you're right. It plays in nostalgia because when we decided to do this OLP 30 tour, it was like, okay, I want the fans to be invested in this, involved. It's partly about them as well. Like we're doing it, that tour was meant to like kind of like acknowledge, hey, thank you. It was. So it's like I think late one night I was just like, hey, we want you guys to be part of this. Just DM me what songs you want to hear. Help me build a set list. All of a sudden, it's like one out of every, not 3, but probably 1 out of every 4 DMs was like, hey, what's up, Rain? I know you guys don't play this song. I understand why, but if there's any chance you guys would consider playing whatever, would you do that? So the story is we recorded this song back in 2002. WWE asked us to do a theme song or walkout song for one of the wrestlers, Chris Benoit. We did it. Tons of great bands did their own for the wrestlers. They released this whole record. It was cool. But Chris, like when we met Chris to talk to him about the song, we met at a restaurant. He came in, he had a neck brace on. He was so doped up on pills that his wife basically had to do all the talking for him.
Wow.
So I was like, there's something weird here. And then lo and behold, like a few years later, he committed suicide, even a bigger tragedy around that. I won't get into it, but I'm sure there was some CTE. I'm sure a lot to do with the pills, and I'm sure some sort of depression or obviously some mental health issues. So we never ended up playing that song live because it just didn't feel right knowing the backstory and everything. So when fans started saying, "Hey, would you guys consider this?" A couple fans wrote these really thoughtful notes when they're like, "Hey, I've tried to commit suicide. I know the pain that Chris felt, and I don't want to." They just said like, "There's a way to make this so it's a positive. Not that they're trying to convince me to do the song, but they're just like, look, there's a message here that maybe you should consider." And so I started to, and I was like, "Okay, if we're gonna do this, I think we need to re-record it, give it a new life. I want to change some lyrics." So that's what we did with Nick in Nashville, and I've been amazed. Like we've been playing it all summer long on the summer Unity tour with Collective Soul Live, and every time I talk about, hey, this song is now about trying to end stigma and help people understand they don't have to be in crisis, they don't have to suffer in silence, and we're going to donate all the proceeds from streaming to suicide hotlines and mental health awareness. I'm amazed every night. The crowd is just like on their feet, like erupting. And I'm like, okay, so we have come a long way in those 20 years in terms of how we deal with mental health. So I feel like it was a really great thing. And I love that the fans kind of pushed me to do it.
I think that's the way to do it, is to have the fans ask for it, because that's who I'm assuming you're really paying attention to about who this song may affect if you're just deciding to play it. And I'm a wrestling fan too,
Yeah.
and most people know that horrific story. I remember watching it live. I remember when Vince McMahon came out and you know said that he had passed away, and that was before the story fully
Bro.
came out
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
his wife and son. But I want to talk about, and most of my listeners know, I lost my dad to suicide about 12 years ago.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I mean, I was 29 at the time. Now I'm going to be 43 in a few days, and I've also, I mean, I'm not going to say something that I don't want to overblow something as far as myself. I've never personally attempted, but I've lived a lot of my life not wanting to be here. But
Right.
you just met my kid. I mean, I've gotten through so
Yeah.
much of it. So Chris Benoit, whenever that's brought up, it's such an interesting case because it's not just the depression, it's all the other stuff, but you're taking it to use it for what I think is an important message. Things that I've lived through, where you were right. You said that the message has changed within those 23 years, where it was taboo and now everyone's talking about it. So you're taking something horrific and you're taking it back and you're making it your own. And the fact, again, the fans that you asked for it, I just want to let you know that thanks for playing it because it is a great song and just the message and what you're talking about with it, because we need to, that's probably like the biggest thing, before therapy, before medication. I'm on done all that. You need to talk about it because people need to know
Yeah.
there are others like you, because you can get in some scary places. Chris Benoit's scary places, and I hate to say that, but it's true.
No, you're right. I agree. I can't remember who said it, but the idea that we don't treat mental illness like if you broke an arm, just because you
Right.
can't see it doesn't mean it's not there, right? So I think, yeah, I was really inspired by the audiences this year after I told the story and to see them communicating the way they were and like literally standing up and applauding. It's like, okay, like we're not there yet, but you know, it was a certain demo of people at these shows as well, and so like if you can get someone who's 40 years old to kind of change their ways and start thinking about ending stigma, and that's a good place. So I feel like we're on the right trajectory.
And that's what, some of the best things music has gotten me through so much, including Our Lady piece. I can't help but think, and I did warn my wife, who was watching my 2-year-old in the back, so he's not going to sabotage this interview completely. I warned her about Somewhere Out There. That was the era where I really got into, like, I guess like many, because that was one of your biggest songs. And that's
Yeah.
when I went back, learned that
Yeah.
catalog. But I happened to be dating a Canadian at that time
Oh wow.
with purple hair. I don't
Oh,
think it was the same girl. I'm pretty sure it was not the same girl.
that would be crazy.
I know it's definitely not. But it's just I can't help but think about it every time, and it's just I don't know. I needed just to say that, coming full
I love
circle,
that.
where I was
Yeah.
very depressed at that age, and that girl was not very nice to me. And this was before therapy and not having self-worth. Thinking
Yeah.
so it's how have you changed? I guess since that time, because I know I have.
Yeah, I mean, look, you said it, having Harrison, like having a child, gives you not a new lease on life, but it changes your perspective where you don't have to be so introspective because you're putting a lot of your energy and heart and love into someone else. I think that's really positive. And seeing the future through like childlike eyes, right?
Yeah.
I've always had this it's not a story, but like this image. It's like the difference between, especially when you like you're talking about when you're like 28, 29. So now you like maybe you have a car payment, you're trying to pay rent, trying to find the right job, the right girlfriend, someone to marry. Like when you walk out the door, that's what you see is all this shit. Like maybe you need to take the garbage out or whatever. When a child walks out the door, even though all that shit's there, they see the clouds and they see like a dinosaur. You know what I mean? Like, and so having that childlike view, I think, is so important. And I've always said music saves me like every day. It still does. But my kids definitely were that that changing point in my life where it's like, okay, some of the pressure's off me because I just need to support and help them. Not that it diminishes what you're going through, but I think, you know, um that other perspective and that objectivity is so key because we can suffer in silence so much. But you see your kid smile and it eases the pain sometimes, it's such a beautiful thing.
It's so, I hate to say it, cliche, all this stuff they say about
Right.
kids, but it's all true. It is all true, and including your dinosaur reference. That's why his middle name is Rex. It, it wasn't an
That's amazing.
accidental. It wasn't an accidental Rex Harrison, even though
Yeah.
he was a great actor. It just we didn't want him to have too long of a name because we kept both of our last names. So Rex, and we love dinosaurs and all that. That
What's your
dinosaur
last name? Are
tattoos.
you Italian? Are you Italian or Jewish?
I'm Jewish,
There you
Weissler.
go. So you
Yeah.
have,
So
yeah, a long name. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, well, I mean, people could Google me and whatever. I don't think we're that secret, but it would be Harrison Mortimer. Let's just say Harrison
Right,
or
right, right.
Sorensen Weissler. It's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
come on.
totally. Yeah.
So no Rex in there. So we had to get in. So I guess that also got me thinking because you have a documentary with your wife from a few years ago about making a record because you have three boys yourself. Any
Yeah.
temptation? Because I mean, as he gets older, I wanted him to be involved and ask questions. Any temptation to get them involved in a documentary or your projects? Or I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with their ages and
No,
uh,
I mean, they're all
they're
they're all they're all like teenagers, but I think I think being around music has been really healthy for them because it's an expression, right? And I have always said like music is cheaper than Ritalin. And so the idea that they can at any moment, like or I'm in my studio here, there's a live room on the other side they can't see, but at any moment they can close the door. It's like soundproof. They can bang on the piano, they can play drums, pick up a guitar. And they do that. I think that, and that's the key when you talk about mental health. It's like finding these outlets for you where you're not internalizing everything and you get some of that negative energy out. And some people can do it by writing or painting or going for a run. It's like all these things are all there available to us. It's just how do we what are we connected to as humans? Everyone's individual. But my kids definitely like the music part, I think um is really key, and it's not just playing music. It's like I hear what they listen to and I can tell, it's like if we get in the car and my son Sal puts on like a song without lyrics, I know there's something going on and we'll start talking about stuff. And it's like such a great litmus test, for where you're at. It's such a beautiful thing.
yeah, we definitely surround them with music, whether it's toy drums or taking them out when there's music being played and all that fun stuff. Um, I know my time here with you is limited. I do want to get into is actually this the I love my segues. I love kind of finding a thread with everything because this podcast came out of me having an outlet. I've been in radio for 24 years, but I've just been like the guy on the
Yeah.
radio talking between Zeppelin and the Stones for 30 seconds for the millionth time and producing and all that. I still do it
Yep.
and I still love it, but I've never had this kind of outlet. So it gets me the chance to talk to you. So before I forget though, a more positive wrestling question before I switch to the GNR stuff. Cody Rhodes recently was asked who his favorite band was, and he said Our Lady Peace.
I know. He's
And
a
Stone
he's
Cold
a
didn't know who they were or who you were.
I know. Yeah, I mean he's a yeah, it's amazing how it comes full circle because I love him. He's a amazing wrestler, but amazing guy as well. And it's funny because I was talking to his manager and I was just like, I know he said that, but how real is that? And like, he told me, he's like, dude, before the big events, he listens to a song called Ballad of a Poet, which is a newer song and a very deep cut. And so I was like, holy shit. If that's what, like, you're a real one, like that's not, you know, he's definitely a fan. So look, I'm honored. I love him. He's such an amazing dude. But yeah, it's always I don't know. It's humbling, when you get guys like that appreciate the band.
That was very cool. That was a cool answer because it wasn't a cliche answer, and they hear that he's a real fan.
I
Now we
know.
just got to get Stone Cold hip to
Yes. Well,
OLP.
he's old. He's probably,
So I gotta ask. I put out a clip because you've toured with Guns N' Roses recently a couple times. It was on your YouTube channel. One of your favorite memories of the tour was Axl watching
oh my God, the
was watching
McGregor fight,
the
the
McGregor.
McGregor Mayweather. Favorite memory of Guns N' Roses? Axl Rose watching the Conor McGregor Mayweather fight through his bus window into our bus. I'm not sure why he didn't just buy it.
Please tell the story and why he didn't pay for it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. So we did I don't know how many shows. We opened like 5 or 6 shows for them. And we were sitting at they have a lot of days off in between shows. I mean, it's sure it's a staging, but I'm sure Axl's protecting his voice. So it'd be a show and then like 3 days off. I was like, whoa, what are we gonna do? But we had a night off and we're all staying in the same hotel and our buses were all lined up together. And I'm a big UFC fan. I love boxing too. This McGregor Mayweather fight was coming up. So it was really hard to get on a bus because of the satellite configuration and the pay-per-view stuff. And so finally we got it. But we had some people from the Guns N' Roses crew that I was talking to during the day. And I was like, yeah, I'm trying to get the fight. Let me know if you guys get it. We'll figure out how to watch it together. And then I was like, we got it. And I'm texting them. So they all came on the bus. And they were sitting on the bus. And one of the girls from Axl's bus was like, Axl just texted me. He's like, they can't get it on his bus, but he doesn't want to come watch it with you guys. But can you open the blinds so he can see the TV through his blinds, through his bus, and he can sit there and watch your TV? I was like, oh my goodness. Of course, of course we will. So we just opened our blinds and I guess he watched it from his bus.
Did he I guess the first question he didn't want to watch it with you guys because he was with that lady,
we had
or he doesn't you guys smell, or what happened? Like,
we had
am I
a
overreacting?
bus full of rowdy people. I'm sure he wasn't in the mood. And I get it, like as a singer, he's probably doesn't want to come on and have to talk to people. He's trying to save his voice. So
Okay.
but yeah, it was I love we could do him that solid.
That is cool. Other fond memories of, I guess, not even just touring with GNR. Growing up, did you ever get a chance to see them whenever they played, around Toronto, or the first time seeing them was when you opened for them?
It was, and I was like, I was hugely impressed by them. Because I always heard that Duff was a fan of the band because he had a side project and they'd reached out one point about maybe me singing on a song or something. So I knew there was like a connection there. But I remember when we opened on our first album, Robert Plant heard a song that we released called Starseed in his limo and called us, our manager was like, this band has to open for us. We're starting this the Page and Plant thing in Chicago, make sure they're there. So we canceled our gig at Boston, drove to Chicago to open for him. And he was amazing. He was a sweetheart. But what I remember is how open the fans were. I was like, the fans are going to hate us. We're like this new alt rock band. They're like 60-year-old Zeppelin fans. They're not going to dig it. But they were so music open-minded that we got like a standing ovation at the end of our set. The Guns N' Roses audience is kind of the same. Like there's something about that audience because we did 50 shows with Van Halen and they weren't. They were like, give me the finger the whole time. They didn't want to hear Our Lady Peace. But the Guns N' Roses fans were really, again, like they were very open to music. And I know they paid to see Guns N' Roses, but it was an amazing experience. So that was it was whatever, 2.5 weeks. It was amazing.
And Starseed is actually just that good of a song. That's what the world.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
That's the moral of the story. Now that's I hear that in my head. I have to go listen to that and a lot more. I told you I'm a fan. I can't help
Yeah,
the
yeah, I love it.
I can't help when the Chris Farley comes out, the Chris Farley show. You remember
Yep.
that?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
remember when you did
Totally.
this? You
I
did
know.
this. So that's part of my deal.
I love it.
So what is because the tour is officially done now. You're officially are you home now with from
Dude,
the
I just got
collective
home.
Soul and Live?
Yeah, I was 9 weeks. It was amazing. Those guys are I love all those guys like brothers. But it's good to be home. Like that was a long ass tour and it was hot as shit. Like everywhere we went. I mean, we played Jones Beach and it was so hot that I think you guys got the most rain ever. The show wasn't canceled, but it was postponed. It rained like 3 feet in like 2 hours. It was insane. And if it wasn't raining like that and we were canceling shows, it was like 104 degrees on stage. So,
Oh, geez.
but amazing, like amazing memories and audiences were awesome. Like I said, the bands are great. So
And you're
loved it.
talking Jones Beach, right here, New York, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, uh, once Harrison gets to of like, I mean, he's been to Dave Matthews shows, but once he gets to the rocking age, I'm
There you go.
actually trying to get him to do the horns, and he's like trying to figure it out. Like,
Yeah, I get it. I
with
get it.
sign language. I'm gonna take him to all these shows. And it also reminds me to say I got so jealous when you guys were announced to open it up for GNR in Canada because I think that's GNR fans, we get it because they have such an array of opening bands.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
amazing.
but still, again, Starseed is just that good of a song. So how are you gonna well, I guess before I let you go, because how are you gonna relax other than doing interviews? Are you gonna relax or are you gonna the next thing you already have cooking?
Yeah, I mean, we wanted like the 3 songs we put on the volume 1, 2, and 3, those EPs. They're really just the first 3 songs of an album we're trying to finish. So we're going to try to finish that this fall. We're announcing our own headlining tour of the U.S. for like February, March. So that'll happen soon. Start getting ready for that. It's busy. Yeah, it's busy. Like I'm home, but we're busy.
Our Lady Peace show, too loud for a 2.5-year-old, almost 3-year-old? Too loud? If
I
we
don't
go in the
know. I
back?
don't. Yeah, I mean, if you get those headphones, bring them, sit side stage with us. Maybe that's the way to
It's
do it.
so
You know.
funny. I'm so eager. My wife is more of a concert freak. She's just like, if you come great. If not, but I don't want to. I don't like leaving them. I told all the cliches we talked about at the beginning. I'm just like I'm attached. How was I depressed for all those many years? If I knew, if I only knew,
If you only knew.
I only knew if I was going to interview Raine Maida from Our
I,
Lady Peace.
I dude, the kid thing
Maida.
is real. But I would say like, yeah, I don't know. Like we've seen some super young kids even on this tour this summer. Like as long as you have the headphones, it's a visual experience too. You know, as long as you protect their hearing, it's I don't think it's a bad thing.
I just want to sing somewhere out there.
There you go. That's it.
So I appreciate it, Rain, just for your time today and all the great music and all this talk about mental health. It's a conversation that everyone needs to keep talking about. That's how we beat this thing. So
Yeah.
just thank you for your time, and I hope we get to do this again.
I appreciate you, Brandon. I'll leave you with one thing. So after Jones Beach, we had a day off in New York.
Hmm.
Bradley Cooper's cheesesteak place, that Coop, Danny and Coops. We played Philly. I've eaten every cheesesteak in Philly. That place is legit. You guys have a legit cheesesteak place in New York now.
I think maybe they gave you because you kind of look like Bradley Cooper right now. I think they gave you a special, cheesesteak.
No, dude, the thing is that's all you can order in there is one cheesesteak. That's the only thing on the
Yeah,
menu. I love it. I love it.
awesome.
Anyway, I'm not like I don't make a habit of shouting out celebrities, but as soon as someone mentions New York now, that cheesesteak was so good. That's all I think about.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, I gotta be the nerd that I am and be like, I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't eat it.
Gotcha. So is my youngest son, which sucks. But you can probably get no cheese on the cheesesteak. Maybe they make exceptions.
Then what's
I
the
know it's not even a
my
cheesesteak.
life? Now I'm gonna get off on a tangent. I'm telling you, despite my girlish figure, I grew up on like fast food and pizza. And once I hit 40, I'm gonna be 42 in a few days. Everything is like, nope, nope, you can't eat that
Right.
anymore.
Yeah, I know. It sucks. I feel you. Yeah.
That's a conversation for another time.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So that does it for this episode of Appetite for Distortion. When will you see the next one? In the words of Axl Rose concerning Chinese democracy, I don't know as soon as the word, but you'll see it.
Thanks to the lame ass security, I'm going home.